So, this is my first podcast and my first attempt at journalism. There might be a reason why I went into banking. So, for those of you who don't know, and I apologize to those members in the audience where I'm going to repeat myself on some of these items, but I have read here. My name is Robin Bairstow, and I'm the CEO of I&M Bank. And welcome to this very first episode of the On Your Side podcast. We'll be sharing stories that reflect the importance of support, partnership, and giving back. I believe banking should be more than just transactions. It should be about understanding and being there for people through every stage of their journey. It's about playing the part in communities in which we serve by supporting initiatives that create meaningful impact, which goes beyond banking. There is no better person to represent that spirit than our special guest who's here with us today. Joshua Cheptege, a world champion, Olympic gold medalist, global icon, and one of Uganda's greatest champions. Joshua holds world records in both the 5,000 and the 10,000 meter races, alongside several national and African records. Today we talk about his journey, the challenges he has overcome, the people who have supported him, his commitment to giving back, and what it truly means to people who are on your side. Welcome, Joshua. And thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Robin.
Joshua, many people see the medals, victories, records, the global recognition. I watched you this evening humbly accepting the accolades that people were talking about you. But I'm sure there's an entire story behind it. Take us back to the beginning. What was your journey like from your early days to becoming world champion and to where you are right now?
Thank you so much, Robin, and everyone for having me here. Every journey has a start. And when I reflect on my early life, it was in 2014 there, when I started and qualified for the African Cross Country Championship, and I was just still a young boy full of ambition and daring for the impossible.
What age were you then?
Sorry?
What age?
I was like 17 years by then. Oh, okay. And then I wanted to become a world champion. I'd seen, of course, Stephen Kiprotich winning in London Olympic Games 2012. And then also 2013, I saw him, I watched him actually on the screen, winning the World Championship in Moscow, Russia. So for me, it was always my dream to become one of the great stars. But the dream is actually, everyone dreams, but a dream goes into several stages. Just like I'm sure most of us here are parents, mothers, fathers. The child is from being conceived, and then up 9 months, the mother is toiling here and there, and then after you see a bouncing baby girl or boy. So that's about the dream. It means that throughout, there will of course be challenges here and there, especially, you are still new in the system, you don't know what to do. So you have to sometimes find out what you are going to do to achieve some of the things. And solving the puzzle is actually one of the most interesting things. It can take you, even years and years before you get it right.
I mean, we see the running, we see the day when everything is happening. We don't see all the work that goes on in the background. I'm sure you must have had difficult moments, issues with logistics. The first time leaving the country and going to participate in a completely new country. Was there ever a time when things became that challenging that you questioned what you were doing?
Well, I remember when I was still, I was just beginning my early life as an athlete. I just left high school, and I would say that things were not easy for me also at some point. You don't know what it means, like in the lives of many people, many young people. I would speak in perspective of maybe someone who wants to join school, but doesn't have maybe school fees. Someone who has not been in that situation will not understand what it means to get that support. And here and there, of course, I had struggles. I didn't have running shoes, but I went to my parents and I told them I want a pair of running shoes, and they said, "You want to quit school and go to running? Are you sure you are going to succeed?" But my mom told me, "You know what? I'll buy you a shoe." That was in my vacation. And from there, I don't know, I can call it luck, but I think there was a God factor in that, because many people thought that, like it was going to take many years to succeed. Because I have seen like most athletes, they have struggles and they take them 10 years even before they can break through. But for me, it was just like a year. And then things happened, things changed. I was able to work with the different people in my life, my family, like my mom and my dad, my siblings. They got me the support. And then one time I had, there was a gentleman called Godfrey Nwagaba, the late. He was working with Timothy Masaba. And then they saw the potential in me. Then I said, I think if we can be able to support this young boy, he can be someone tomorrow. So for me, I had a share of my struggles, but then it was just not so long. Then I got the different people who played a very big part in my life. And that is where it changes for each and every other person who is in the journey of life.
So you talk about your the first person that saw the talent in you. But what was that turning point that took you from like an enthusiastic schoolboy running to knowing that you had the potential to be a world-class athlete? When did that realization hit you?
In 2014, it was around 20-something of March in Kololo. I was able to represent Uganda in the Africa Cross Country Championship. Still very raw in talent, but I was the best Ugandan, becoming number 7. And then that one opened for me a very huge opportunity. I was able to get to sign with the Global Sports Communication, which actually is one of the biggest agencies that represents the interests of many multiple athletes like Haile Gebrselassie, the legend, Kenenisa Bekele of Ethiopia, also the legend, Eliud Kipchoge of Kenya, is also one of the great guys in Global Sports Communication. So that alone gave me the platform to sign up with them, and they are my representatives. And they took me, my first outing was in the city of Bangalore in India. That was my first time to go in a flight. And yeah, it was a difficult experience because first and foremost, the flight, I've never been in a flight. I don't know how was it going to be like. So it was something difficult for me. Then I was asking myself, how am I going to go up to Entebbe? How am I going to fly? What do they even eat there? And then when I reached India, it was I met with my manager, Yuri van der Wilden. So I had a tough experience with the food, the chilies. And then he sat me down one evening before the race and said, you know, I have brought you here with in this race. This is a gold label road race, 10 kilometers. But I want you to get experience so that when you are able to qualify for the World Junior Championship that year, uh, this can be a stepping stone for me to get exposure. And he said, if you can be like number 9, number 10 there, you can get like $1,000 to help you in training. So for me now, as a young boy, I had never seen like money like even more than like 2 million. So I was like, now, if number 9, number 10 is getting like $1,000, what about number 1 or number 2? So I told him, okay, I think that's interesting. I will stick to the plan and see where I can be able to fall. Because I was running with people who had like a 26 in a 10,000 meters and 10 kilometers. I was running with people who are world champions and world cross-country champions. So if we had to go with the ranking, I would be like maybe number 12, the last. You can check from the last, not from the top.
Yeah.
So on that very good morning on a Sunday, I woke up determined to change my story and write my name there. To change my story. Because I know each and every one of us here have battles that they are battling, trying to change a story. So for me, it was a story of changing my life and my family. First, it was about dreaming of becoming a world champion, a multiple world champion. Not just one-time champion, multiple world champion. So on that morning, I was running, and then midway, I was number 7, number 8 there. And then I said, I think this is the very place they want me to be. If maybe I get tired in the last moments, maybe they can even pass me. So I said, let me continue, let me persist. 3 kilometers to go, I was number 3. 2 kilometers to go, I realized the third person was far. So I said, I'm not chasing the first person, it's too far now. Let me go with the second place. So for me, that was the most turning point, and I was able to win from the one I was aiming at 1,000, I aimed at 15K. So
Wow.
for me, it was a changing
Oh,
story.
wow, wow.
And I was able to, it really gave me a lot of motivation that if I can dream of becoming a world champion, an Olympic champion, I think I would have changed my story. I would have changed others. I would have changed my community, because I realized that when I was growing up in high school also, there are many other athletes like me, even more than me, who never had the support. But they dropped out because they could not be able to persist the challenging times. They were not able to press on because of the challenges. So for me, I said if I can persist and become a world champion, I can be able to help the many other young athletes there who don't have running shoes, they don't have where to study. So and that's how I try to write my story.
That's a fantastic story. I can only imagine the pain that you must have had to work through. We're running at that pace, and particularly in a new area, a course you didn't know. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
So now you move on in your career, and people in Uganda start to know who you are, and you've had 1 or 2 accolades. Now they announce Olympics, you go off to the first Olympic Games. You've got everybody. It's not just you and your feeling and your family and how many siblings? 9.
9 siblings.
Sorry?
I have 9 siblings.
9 siblings. So your 9 siblings are watching you at home. How does it feel? How do you handle that pressure from the public expectations? Because, they were talking earlier on about, you're running, but you're not running for you. You're running for Uganda. You're running for Africa.
Well, always, when the country is counting on you, you can see, like someone mentioned, was it Darren? Yes, he said 2019 was a moment that started counting when you open up the first bottle. So For me, such moments when I represent the country, I look at people who are having that good time, maybe on a date, taking some wine or taking coffee, while they are watching their sports heroes, expectations of winning gold medals or with breaking records. So that's for me, I look at, whoa, I think there are many Ugandans with full of expectations. And for us, we carry not only our dreams, but but putting the flag of our country at the forefront, making sure that the contingent returns with success. I'm sure there was a day when the minister told me, you know what? That was Honorable Pagablindi, who was the then Minister of Sports and Education. So we were in Gold Coast, and then I had just run one race and I won, but I was injured. And then they told me, you know what? There's no one who is going to bring another gold medal. Please, can you just run? So, dear friends, from that moment, I could feel that pain, because they really saw that I can really win another gold medal. But for me, I was having a huge pain, like some injury, a huge one. So it was only safer for me not to run another distance. But I had to take it myself there and throw myself inside there, won the race, but I got injured and I messed up the whole of 2018. So that's what it can cost, representing a country.
Yeah.
When you are with the big shots there, So that is what takes sometimes. It comes with a lot of sacrifice. You don't do things for yourself. I remember 2017 when I was actually running here in Kololo. Quite sometimes the narrative had changed a little bit, because you realize that Papa sometimes should be it should be guided like, okay, what do you want as a champion or as an athlete? What do you want in your life? Vis-a-vis what someone is going to tell you, do this, do this, do this, but what do you want as you, irrespective of the many other things? So for me, family comes first, of course. And then when I go there in that track, I know that I want to make them happy. I traveled for many miles, thousands of miles. So I can't travel there just to represent the country and come without nothing. So I have to really dignify my mission and see to the end.
Okay. So what you're saying then is what keeps you grounded is family, your community back home. It's not about the lights and the cameras and the accolades. It's, you're doing this for your family, you're doing it for back home. Would you say that's what keeps you grounded?
Yeah, for me, like, the community, like my community now, we come from the Sabine tribe in Kapchorwa.
Yeah.
It's the only Kalenjin tribe in Uganda, and we are quite different actually. But if you go to Kenya there, we go to Eldoret, we feel like, okay, these are our brothers, but because of the language, but we have quite a different kind of culture, and our community has really lagged behind for so many years because of the different challenges with the Bokots attacking and killing our people.
Yeah.
With our friends from Karamoja also. But now because of government now, security now, from the time that security was now stable, we were able to pursue sports. Okay. But you can see that we had many heroes way back before, but because of insecurity, they were not able to run. No. If you look at the likes of Keino Kipchoge of Kenya, he's a legend. He won in 1960 something there. So we had also other people in Kapchorwa, but they didn't have exposure because of they didn't have exposure. They didn't have no conducive environment to participate.
Yeah.
But now this is now when our people are seeing the light and they are going after the light.
Absolutely, and you you're the person that's holding that torch that's providing a lot of the light, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to move a little bit towards your support systems. And no one succeeds alone. And you spoke a little bit about, your manager and your first exposure, traveling overseas and so on. Behind your achievements, who has been on your side? Who's taken you throughout through your journey?
Well, there have been a lot of people and systems that have been always on my side, taking me on my side. And if I would start, one is, of course, family. I have my wife who always on my side and supports me a lot, and my children. And then I have training partners. People used to think that athletics is a one team sport, but it's not. You need the support of people around you, people who can help you, who can push each other in training. So these are people who have been part of my life. There's training partners. We have also the cooks helping us in the training camp, cooking for us, both in the national team and always our training camps. And then we have the security people who are always there, being on our side, making sure that we are safe in a safe environment. We have the physiotherapists there. We have the coaches. We have, and these are the unsung heroes. We just see, like, I'm sure we've been able to see, take some good joys, but we don't see the people there behind there who are doing the good job. So those are the unsung heroes in the sport: the cooks, the physiotherapists, the coach, the sports doctors, and many other people along there. And then also the fans. The fans are also really incredible.
As you've grown as an athlete, and you've become more competitive, I see even now, you're talking about, breaking the 10-kilometer record and getting it below 27 minutes. I'm assuming that's for the road, correct?
Yes.
Not on the track, because you've done that on the track already. But you also, now that you're there, you've become your own brand. You're an entrepreneur outside of being an athlete. You become an investor. You become a leader. How has your understanding of planning for the future evolved in your career? Like moving from the track to the road. How has that evolved?
Well, something that they always say that when you want to attempt something, you must always be able to understand what are you attempting first, for what reason. So for me, it was about, first the dream was to become a multiple champion, both on Olympic Games and the World Championship. And then it was, of course, for me, I've had very good memories. I've had huge success on the track. But then I still wanted to dream more and see what I can achieve. I wanted to challenge myself, what can I achieve more besides the track? And that is now leads me to now where I'm pursuing now the distance, the marathon. Mm-hmm. So for me, the marathon calling has been part of my life for long. But because of I've been kept long on the track because of the pressure. Ugandans tell me, if you leave the track, who will run for us now? And I fell in love with the track so much, and it had become my thing. Now I'm in a new venture, new challenge. Yeah. And where now I believe that with the partnership now with the IMNM being on my side now, I think it's going to work out now more better and better.
So come on, it's just you and me talking. Who's the next big thing? Who's the next big thing? Who's the person that hasn't been discovered yet that's been on your trading camps? Is there someone there that you think he could go the distance or she could go the distance?
We have a lot of athletes, and we have an athlete called Charity Cherop. She represented the country in a World Under-20 Championship, and she won a bronze medal. Also, was last year or this World Cross Country Championship this year, she also won a bronze medal.
Oh, okay.
And now she's going to a historic place where I won my World Under-20 title. She's going to Eugene, and I've told her, if you win in Eugene, you are going to write your story, and you could see that your life is going to be even more greater than mine. Wow. So she's in camp in Kenya now because of the Ebola challenges now with the US now. You know, she's been in camp there. We wanted to avoid these issues of being locked out of the championship. Okay. So we planned with the management team, with Timothy and the federation. We sent them to Kenya, and now it's a huge team of like 12 athletes, and I'm really sure that we have very strong young boys.
So there's
and girls.
Good talent.
There's huge talent.
Fantastic.
And then also we have a very strong, formidable team going for the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
And we have Kenneth Kiprop also, who is one of the boys that we saw from raw talents, where we always have a sporting activity where we identify talent. And also for him, he's been able to win the World Under-20 Championship medal, and now he's going to Commonwealth Games, and I'm very confident that he's going to do us great. So we have a lot of, then we have done Kibet also joining the team for the same thing, Commonwealth Games. We have Felista joining 1,500 meters, World Under-20, Benderlin. I could mention, but the list is endless. So we have a lot
fantastic. And guys, a big round of applause for our Team Uganda going off to the Commonwealth Games. Values and community. Beyond your achievements on the track, many people admire you, and continue to stay connected. You continue to stay connected to your roots and the entire nation through the Joshua Cheptege Foundation. Tell us a little bit more about the foundation, the work that it does in Kapchura, and what inspired you to start this journey.
Well, the Joshua Cheptege Development Foundation is one of our babies that I dreamt of so passionate in my life, in my heart. I remember there was at some point when I was almost giving up out of my career because I didn't have shoes. I didn't have support. I didn't have money to come for trials in Nambole here to run. I didn't have money to take care of myself in Kampala when I come for those trials. So I looked at the challenges I encountered as an amateur athlete and the challenges that my community also encountered. And I say to myself, we must not rob our community of the many undeveloped talents there, the undiscovered talents. And I wanted to change the story of Kapchora and make it the city of champions. Like my sister comes from Kenya. The home of champions is Eldoret. So they have the source of champions. Source of champions is Kapsabet, I think. And then city of champions is Eldoret. And then home of champions is Iten. So for us, we wanted to really make, I wanted to make many sports heroes. Yeah. Then number two also, I wanted to be involved in the entire welfare of our people, especially with the health. I'm also so passionate with health, and we are working with the district hospital. I remember when we launched our foundation, we launched and we donated a big washing machine for the theater, and then also we have done engagements with the schools, on environment. And on that aspect, we have the Elgon Half Marathon in Bali City, where we plant thousands of trees in the eastern part of the country. And we do this with the institutions like schools and churches, enterprises, hotels, and many other things. So for me, the aspect of being with the community is very pertinent in my heart.
Yeah.
And we have also a sporting activity, the football tournament, which attracts close to almost 20,000 people in the whole of Sabah sub-region. And we do this to showcase talent and identify the different talents in our people. Because if we don't do it, we will not be able to know if Kapchora can produce someone like Cheptege, Kiplimo, or Peru. So for me, I still want to do more great things in the sport and also community. And also we support vulnerable children, where we take them to schools, from primary, high school until campus.
So tell me, those, if we, we have an opportunity here, hopefully we will grow an audience with this, the CEO podcast. But if you were to use this platform, imagine that we have already grown some success. What would you tell young Ugandans who have dreams, who want to further themselves in, be it sports or business or schoolwork? What advice would you give young Ugandans?
Dear our country, young boys and girls, and young Ugandans, Cheptege Joshua is my name, and what you see here is a man who has really accomplished so many accolades. But before me, I was just like any other person like you, very young, from a rural community, underprivileged, but full of ambition and dream. I want to just give you an advice. One is that always dare to dream. Dare to dream. Yeah. Have a dream always in your life, and that will always guide you towards your journey. For me, I always ask young people, have a God-given vision, and you speak it. There was a day I was in, some time back, I was in College Wairaka in Jinja, and I told my friends, you know what, I want to become a world champion. Some of them believed that, most of them didn't believe. And I was actually chatting with one of them today after a long time, and I told him I will be in Kampala. Then he said, really? You are a man of your word. You knew that you are going to do the thing. I told him, I just made a conversion and I pursued after my dream. So the world out there has a lot of opportunities in the sport, in business. Please, no dream is small. Focus on your dream. And before you know, the world will see you and cheer you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
With regards to our partnership, you've built a personal brand associated with excellence, integrity, and trust. You're also intentional about the partnerships that you choose. What made you partner with us?
Very interesting. Of all things, of course, I sat down with my manager, Timothy, and then we always have a plan every year. And he said, yeah, we have some friends who want to work with us this journey. So we're able to evaluate and see the different values, the values. So when we saw what you people do, and now the theme being on your side, we said, I think we have had a share of challenges. If they can be on our side, maybe it can be a sign of success again. I remember I always tell my manager, and then he has now left Global Sports Communication. He was called Yuri van der Velden. He always tells me the beginning of your story was Bangalore. So if you want to go back, if you want to go and run again in the roads for your marathon journey, let's go to India. So I went to India because I believed some time back that 12 years ago that it was because of India that made me what I am today. So choosing wisely also with the shared values, we saw what we share mostly in life, and we said, okay, this is a good brand, not just a brand, but a bank that is able to work with us in thick and thin. So I believe that a new journey has begun, and it can only be better and better.
Thank you very much.
You're
And thanks
welcome.
for choosing
Thank you.
us.
Thank you, Robin.
I know we chose you, but you also chose us as well. So thank you. A little bit on a lighter note. We're running a little bit out of time, but I read in your bio, and I had to study about you, and it was a real pleasure reading up about you and that. So not only is this man a great athlete, but he also went to university where he studied literature. And you have a great, I know that you have a passion for books, but what do you do when you're just Joshua? When you're just on your own, when there's no big race coming up, what is it that keeps you going? What is it that you do to pass the time, or what makes you enjoy your day?
Out of the sport, I spend time with family, with children, with my kids, and my wife. And then also I spend time to see some of the small things I put here and there. I'm an African, so I love farming. I'm into farming. I'm into coffee and many other things.
Into golfing?
Yeah. So
Help.
I spend some time to see my coffee. The goats, and also oversee the school. I have a primary school in Kapchora. So and also I reach out to young people like at the teenage age. I always want to have impact in their life, guiding them through life, and taking them through real life. Because people will tell you this and this, but the real thing, you have not seen the real thing. The real thing has not really hit you properly. So our young people, they need a lot of guidance. So I take time to do mentorship to some of the young boys, students, even those who have dropped out of school and they are into farming. So I guide them on what to pursue and also what to invest in. Because there are people who want to have something big, but they ignore the small basics, the small things that can grow them and grow them and grow them. Yeah. So that's the thing that I always do out of athletics. Then I also speak with the young athletes, mentoring them through my challenges I encountered.
Excellent, excellent. So more of giving of yourself, even to relax, you're giving of yourself. So fantastic. I misunderstood you. I thought you said golfing, but it was coffee.
Coffee.
It's coffee.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was thinking, good Lord, give the other guys a chance. Let there be good golfers. You can't be athlete and another sportsman. But I'm sure that your brand. I saw the other day we had Ugandan business in Europe. I think it was in Germany where they sold coffee, and it was the most that had ever been paid for a kilogram of coffee. Maybe you're going to be one of those specialist brands or blends in the years to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
Joshua, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you for sharing your story, for opening up to us, and sharing some of the wisdom that has driven you forward. Your story reflects on what On Your Side means and what it stands to, and about having people and partners, and as you said, all those people that have made you the man that you are. We're proud to have you as the face of our campaign, as part of the Iron Bank family, and to everybody watching or listening. Thank you for joining us as we launch our new podcast. And no matter where you are on your journey, whether personal, professional, or in business, we remain committed to being on your side. Thank you. and we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much, Joshua.